You see the special layout. You see the Super Saiyan 3 Goku drip. You already know what time it is. It's time to take on yet another Extreme Super Battle Road. I'm pulling out the truth. I've been watching a lot of the truth videos lately. I've watched them in the past, but I watched like a couple back to back. And the way this motherfucker does his intro, he says another, like it's sucking me in, dude. I don't know why, but that really does suck me in. But Extreme Super Battle Road, this stage was actually pretty annoying. I think they made a really genius design choice in not using any androids whatsoever, because this stage would have been laughable using LR Trunks and Mai combined with the SDR second form cell. Like, this would have been literally a laughing stock stage. Would have been fucking stuns on every turn. I don't know if this is the most optimal team to go with. I think it was an okay team. Definitely heavily RNG based. There was a couple times when I came in here and I just got rolled on with Zangia, or I just took a bad super on Bojack and went dead. This team is definitely very odd because there's two people who just take crazy amounts of damage. And then there's, you know, a couple of meh players, kind of like, by the way, that dodge was clutch. Like, no cap, that dodge was clutch as fuck because I used no items. This guy, I love this guy. This guy's the fucking go to this team. I actually like him a lot. I actually tried him out on the Terrifying Conquerors team, which unfortunately he doesn't fit super well because he doesn't have, you know, he's not a Frieza. He doesn't have big bad bosses. He does have Thirst for Conquest though, but he does not instantly transform like this. Usually when he's facing or fighting certain stages, it takes like 4 or 5 turns, I think, in order to transform. But once he transforms, he's actually got a really damn good passive. His passive being that he takes, he reduces damage by 66%, and he also greatly raises defense on 18 key supers, and I believe just raises defense on regular supers once transformed. So he's pretty damn good. Like, he, with one Icarus, him and my boy Tapion do really good damage reduction, and they are, you know, pretty much literally just taking nothing with double digits. But without an Icarus, you can definitely see them take a lot of damage, and they're not exactly the best in terms of, you know, damage output or even just anything being too OP. But for a World Tournament character, I think he's really good. I kind of am upset that I did not play the World Tournament. I think the past like 4 or 5, I did not play it at all whatsoever. Whatever copies of Worlds, whatever copies of King Piccolo I had was from when I played the World Tournament, like twice, kind of heavy. I have him 79%, I think. If there's any way to get him 100%, I really should, because he is a fucking staple on the Namekians team, which obviously I'm sure everyone runs Namekians. I mean, Namekians are the new meta. They're amazing. And he's also a staple on this team because he's pretty much the closest thing to a true tank. He does more damage reduction than Tapion even in most scenarios. But yeah, I'd say this run was a little bit RNG based. As you can see here, I failed so many times by, you know, using Bojack in certain scenarios. And I didn't want to use items because, I don't know, this first stage is real fucking wonky with RNG, where I got to the point where I was like, listen, I'm either going to get lucky or I'm not going to get lucky. And I just gave up. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, kill me, destroy me, do what you will with me. But after a few field runs, I ended up getting the luck going and things went a little bit more swimmingly. But you know what's crazy is that as I was doing this stage, like as I was doing this Extreme Super Battle Road, I just get a phone call, right? I'm just doing this, trying to be a no-life loser, having fun playing Dokkan. And I got a phone call from someone. Someone called me, and I ignored it because I didn't know who it was. I'm like, I'm playing Dokkan. Why are you calling me? So the person calls again. I'm like, again, I'm not picking up. Fuck off. Like, I'm playing Dokkan. And then the person calls a third time. Now, usually even spam callers don't call 3 times. So I'm like, all right, who is this person? So I pick up the phone. You know, I stop playing Dokkan. And I'm talking to someone, and I'm like, yo, who is this? Like, this sounds super familiar. Ends up, it's one of my friend's family members. Like, you know, I don't know him too well, but I've seen him a couple times, hung out a couple times. He ends up getting my phone number. Dude tells me, he's like, listen, right? That, by the way, mind you, this is like a Wednesday night. Like, I'm literally doing nothing. I'm listening to radio. I'm listening to music. I'm playing Dokkan, just chilling. And this dude calls me, right? And he's like, yo, listen, I have to see you in person. Even if it's a talk for like 15, 20 minutes, I have to talk to you in person. Like, I can't, you know, you know, say it over the phone. I have to see you in person. When can I see you? I'm like, yo, like, I was like, I was like, no one has called me like that before. It was like, yo, I need to see you, like, it's drill time right now. I need you. Where are you at? Like, it was very out of the blue. I didn't even have this person on my contact list. I talked to him, and he's a cool guy, an acquaintance, and whatever. And I talked to him. And I'm like, like, it sounded urgent. And even though I was playing Super Battle Road, or even though I was chilling, I was like, yo, you want to meet up tonight? Like, you could go meet up, get coffee, something, just have a conversation. And he's like, all right, yeah, I can do that. Where do you want to meet? I told him, like, where he works is like 30 minutes away from where I am, so I ended up going by him. Like, I'll come by you in like 45 minutes, right? So it's a 30-minute drive, 45 minutes. You might be wondering, why would I go and see them in 45 minutes when it could be 30 minutes? It sounds urgent. The thing is, I was playing Dokkan, and this was a really good run. So as you watch this, take into consideration that I postpone a potential emergency because it was such a good run. it was just such a great run. Just absolutely, positively marvelous. So I went back, I played Dokkan, ended up getting dressed, and I left. And I met up with this person, and to give you some context, I didn't know what he was going to talk to me about, to be honest with you. Like, I had no idea why he was even talking to me. And we met, we started having small talk. How's work, how's your job, this, that, and the third. Talk about everything but the reason why I showed up there, fucking 10 o'clock at night, on a school night, nonetheless. I mean, I need my beauty sleep. It's 3 in the morning right now, by the way, so the irony is kind of really thick once I add that. And he just starts like unloading on me, like, not in a bad way, not like you're a piece of shit, goddamn fucker, but like just telling me so much like information that some of it I knew, some of it I could guess, some of it I was surprised at, honestly. And it's about one of my friends, someone a good friend with. I've known him for years. He's a cool guy. Hopefully he doesn't find this YouTube channel, because this piece of shit actually stole my phone at one point. Because I showed him like a YouTube video, and like just to be spiteful, I was like, I'm not going to tell you the channel name because I didn't want him to know. And he stole my phone and found out my other channel. So hopefully you don't find this, because I'm trying to keep this private, because I'm going to try to talk to him this weekend and try to get some information and see how he's feeling. Because when I talked to this person, they basically started off saying, listen, I know you're a really good guy, you're good friends with this guy. He's, my family. I love him a lot, and he's really great. But right now, like, there's like disaster happening with the family. That's how he starts. And I had coffee, so I'm drinking the coffee the whole time. Like, I'm tuned in. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what's going on? And for a little bit of context, the week before, I had gone to like a family function of his family, my friend's family, and you had dinner, food, dessert, talk politics, talk about how the economy is going into the shitter, and we're pretty much all doomed. And we just had basically a family gathering. My family was there, his family was there, and we just talked that day. And he brought that up. He's like, listen, I've known you for a while. I know you've known my family, obviously my friend who's his family, for a while. And by a while, I mean like fucking more than 10 years, maybe 15 years at this point. And he's like, listen, man, so he says the family is like in disarray. A lot of bad things are happening, and the reason being is because of my friend. And essentially, my friend is marrying outside of his culture, and he not only is he marrying outside of his culture, but he's doing it in like the most like you're not supposed to do outside your culture type shit. Like, imagine let me give the facts, and then we can get into the imagination part. So he's marrying outside his culture, right? He's marrying someone who his parents. So okay, this is crazy. So his parents may or may not approve of this person. But you wouldn't know that because he never told his parents. He's just been dating this person. I found out about this person like a year ago, where it was like serious. And he never told his parents. He's been dating someone for like 4 or 5 years maybe, and never told them how serious it was, because he met her parents and he like met her family, and they were like, a couple for years and years. Like, this motherfucker low-key going to their Christmas parties and shit. They know that he's, their fucking daughter's, to-be fiance. And what my friend did to his family, he literally kept them in the dark. He's like, he told them nothing, right? So eventually, I think maybe a couple months ago, he told his mom, he's like, yo, I'm going to get married. Hopefully you approve of it. At first she was kind of like, nah, I don't know. You know what I mean? You just tell me out of nowhere there's some person who you're going to marry. You got to understand, it's not only the fact that, like, let's just say that you're someone who's from Africa, right? And you are marrying someone who's also from Africa. You're from the same cultural background. You know everything. Imagine you tell your parents, not ask, tell your parents, tell them, I'm getting married in a couple of months. Like, you don't do that. Even for, like, an American culture where, and I'd say American culture very vaguely, but, like, you think about it from, like, an Italian-American standpoint, Irish-American standpoint, like, in any culture, that's super disrespectful to not tell your parents. Like, you're supposed to ask them for their blessing. The whole idea being that you're asking them. I mean, usually more times than not, your parents will be like, yeah, I'm great, I'm happy for you, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for you, why wouldn't I be? But this dude just didn't say anything. So there's been a lot of issues since then, like, a lot of culture clash, a lot of things when it comes to certain, like, cultural norms, things in regards to, like, alcohol. Alcohol isn't a big cultural thing. For our culture, it is for their culture, because, come on, bro, it's Sunday, you just got done with church, you're trying to fucking take your shoes off, kick back, have a Bud Light, you know what I mean? But, that is something that's a big no-no, and my friend, he's just so out of touch with reality. And this is the thing, I even told this person, I was like, I think that, like, I know my friend, and I think that legitimately he's just, he is not thinking. Like, he's literally just going with the flow. Because this motherfucker, this cocksucker, so far, I've done more wedding planning than this piece of shit. This guy, literally, no exaggeration, told us the wedding day 3 months before the wedding. We kept asking him, what day is the wedding? Where's the wedding? Are you getting married? When are you getting married? Who's invited? This dude told us the date. He just goes, yo, November. Right? 3 months before it happens. Okay, 3 months before it happens, we find out November. Okay? And then no one got an invite, like a handwritten invite, until like 2-3 weeks ago, right? So like maybe 2 months before the wedding. And no one in his family got an invite until like a month ago. You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker is like having a wedding, and 3 months before is telling everyone, right? Like his parents are finding out, okay? Now, parent, right? Because now we get to the part of the story where things are starting to bubble up. Already there's some cultural differences. There's some, not only, understand, it's the largest issue is not necessarily the cultural difference, because that's something you could work through, you can talk, communicate. My friend literally is doing the bare fucking minimum in terms of, like, not communicating, not telling his mom about anything, not telling his dad about anything, just at the last minute dumping it on them. You know what I mean? So even, like I was saying, like, if you had a culture where the person is, part of your culture and it's something that's similar, even if you went about it that way, your parents are not going to be happy. They're going to be like, why are you keeping this a secret? Why are you now just telling me this? Like, what's going on? You're a shady fuck, you know what I mean? So not only is the person from a different culture, but now you're going about it in such a way where it can't succeed. Like, you're doing it in a way where it's like, obviously they're not going to like it. And even if they're in the wrong, like, say, hypothetically speaking, this is not the case, but say hypothetically speaking, if I were to get married, right? I'm getting married and I'm like, you know what? I want to marry a beautiful Nubian queen, a black queen, right? And in my head, I go, yo, my parents are racist, so I'm just not going to tell them. Okay, granted, that's something that's like an opinion you shouldn't even entertain. Like, if someone's racist, like, that's not a good thing, right? But to not tell your parents and kind of guess how they're going to react, that's also wrong. Like, you could be like, obviously my parents are going to be racist, I'm not going to tell them. But to make that assumption is the wrong assumption. So scaling it back a little bit, I think my friend either A, didn't think about it, or B, was like, all right, obviously my parents are going to be salty as fuck. They're going to be pissed off. So why even tell them? Like, if I tell them, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I might as well not say anything, right? I have no idea. I haven't talked to my friend about this. We've had conversations. But the one thing that I got to talk to him about is, this dude tells me, he's like, yo, this guy did not tell his dad until like 2 days ago. So he told his dad that this wedding is going to happen. I don't know how he told his dad. Allegedly, supposedly, this person told me that his dad found out before his son even told him. Like my friend gave out invites already. People are invited. They have physical copies of invites. And supposedly his dad found out from someone else like, yo, you going to the wedding, or I'm going to this wedding, or whatever. And he's like, what are you talking about? My son isn't getting married. What do you mean? And dummy, my friend, stupid, didn't tell his dad until his dad found out from secondhand. So dude, his dad, I don't want to see his dad. I'm afraid his dad will whoop my ass. I'm afraid his dad is gonna be like, yo, you knew about this, you didn't tell me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And like the person I was talking to, this family member, that was his concern. He's like, yo, like his dad might not be the perfect dad because they're basically in a situation where he's separated from the mom. You know, they're divorced. But it's not, it's not anything crazy. It's just, divorce, whatever. And he was saying, he's like, maybe the dad, there's differences, whatever. But he's right. Like, the dad is right. You don't tell someone you're getting married. You're 1 month away, and now you're going to tell them that you're getting married. Like, that's insane. You can't do that. And what everything boiled down to is that he's saying, like, listen, dude, like, his dad is flipping his shit. Like, he's losing his mind. He's like, I forbade this. I'm going to disown this guy. He's basically saying to everyone in the family, like, this is not okay. I do not approve of this. If you go to that wedding, it's basically like you telling me to go fuck myself, things of that nature. This is secondhand information, but it sounds believable because, like, sounds like my dad, when my dad was getting divorced from my mom, like, this motherfucker kept telling me, he's like, I'm gonna leave this country, I'm gonna go back overseas to my homeland, I ain't paying no bills, I ain't doing shit. And I'm like, yo, why are you draining me like this? Like, why are you telling me this right now? So assuming his dad is probably doing the same thing. He's probably like, yo, if you marry this person, if you dishonor me in such a manner, I'm going back to my country, I'm not paying anything, I'm not doing anything, fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck everyone, you know what I mean? So it's possible that he might be in that position where his dad is so salty and so upset that he's literally, like, he's willing to whoop his ass. Like, even though my friend is almost 30, his dad will whoop his ass. On God, he'll whoop my ass and then whip his ass. I'm not even joking, because I remember years ago, my friend wanted to go into a career choice that his dad didn't approve of. No bullshit. 6 months leading up to this guy starting his new career that his dad did not approve of, every time I saw this guy, he's like, yo, you going into that career space? You going to do that? You going to do that? You're not going to do that. Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to be an engineer? Oh, wow. I wonder why. How come my son isn't going to do that? How come my son is stupid? Or, like, would say things of that nature. And I'm like, dude, I'm afraid. Like, chill, bro. Please. Like, take it easy, man. Please. This is his dad right here. Look, his dad going to find the Dragon Balls and be like, give me the power to whip everyone's ass. I'm gonna put a boot in everyone's butthole. So yeah, no, I'm shook at his dad. If I saw that guy and he looked at me, he said, "Did you know about this wedding and you didn't tell me?" I'm gonna tell him straight up. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I found out like a month and a half ago, right? I keep it being with you. I didn't know this shit was gonna happen until it was pretty much too late to even tell you, right? So basically, what this person was telling me, my friend's family member, he's like, his dad is literally absolutely livid. His dad is absolutely losing it, and his dad is like forbidding him from doing this, right? And in your culture, you're supposed to have your parents' blessings. You can't just get married, like you elope. You know what I mean? Even in like, traditional American culture, and when I say American, I'm talking about people who, you know how you talk to people and say, oh, what's your nationality? And it's like, oh, some Irish, some Italian, some Dutch. Not really much. They say like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily very, very culturally specific. You know, people that it may not be so much an importance in terms of traditions and culture, but in eloping, almost everyone in America, if you elope, that's like a fuck you to your parents. Like your parents' salt is through the fucking roof. They're like, how can you get married and not tell me anything and just get married in Vegas? You know what I mean? So that's essentially what my friend is doing, because it's a possibility that his dad may not go. And this guy's telling me, and this guy is just not going to be there. So his family member's telling me, like, yo, I think he needs to postpone the wedding. I think he should postpone the wedding, do it in a year, go tell his dad, like, get his blessing, say I'm sorry, kiss his feet, like, do whatever, and basically do it the right way, which he's not wrong, right? He's not wrong. But now we come to the issue of, first of all, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to keep it 1,000%. I'm not joking when I say this, right? I'm not trying to get into people's business. I have my own problems. I have my own work. You know what I mean? My friends are my friends, but I try not to get in their business. And my friend never specifically told me, oh, I'm having trouble telling my dad. We joked about it. Like, me and my other friends joked about it. Like, yo, you better tell, yo, your dad's going to whoop your ass, stuff like that. But we never talked about it seriously. And I never brought it up because it's not my business, right? But I thought he told his dad months ago. Like, I'm not joking. I thought his dad been knowing that this motherfucker's getting married. I cannot believe that my friend decided to not tell his dad, that he waited for his dad to get an invite and then for him to go tell his dad. Like, that's insane, bro. Like, that's crazy. And I'll be honest with you, I think the problem might be, right, this is not a solution, right? I don't approve of this. But I think he didn't get his ass whooped enough as a kid. Because if I did that to my dad would pull up on me with the stick. When I say the stick, I'm not talking about a gun. I'm talking about a literal fucking branch from a tree and beat my ass, bro. I have PTSD from my dad whooping my ass. I can never do that to my dad. Like, my dad, first of all, is too disrespectful. Second of all, my dad whooped my ass, right? So I cannot believe he did that. That blew my mind. And I kept telling him, like, he didn't tell his dad. Like, and the thing is, for me, is that I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't understand, like, what's going, I didn't know, I don't know how his dad didn't know, and the reason why is because, for example, like, my friend's in a relationship, and the person he's in a relationship with, their family loaned him a car, right, a new car, and his dad has seen this guy with this new car, helped him do work, so he had to have lied about the car, maybe, or say, like, I don't know, like, he either A, lied about where he got the car from, like, oh, I found this car, I have a car now, or B, he downplayed his relationship with his girl, was like, oh, my girl, we're not super serious, getting married in a month, by the way, not super serious, they just gave me a car, you know what I mean, like it's one or two. He either A, downplayed it, or B, just was like, I have a car now that magically fucking materialized, right? So, for me, I'm thinking, this motherfucker's been telling him he's in a relationship, and he's like, yo, Dad, you see this car we're working on? Yeah, my girl gave me that. And obviously, we're in a pretty serious relationship. I might marry her. Like, this dude might, like, I don't know if this dude even did the bare minimum of dropping hints and being like, yeah, I might marry her. I don't know what's going on. So, I say all this to say, like, I'm going to see my friend in person because he lives out of state. I'm going to see him, and I'm going to try. I don't know how to approach it, right? I don't know if I should be like, what is wrong with you? Like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you can't get married now? That's super disrespectful. Or if I should be like, yo, like, I talked to someone in your family and they were so worried about you and the decisions you're making, they want me to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to approach it. Like this is the first time where I feel like I'm gonna have to talk to my friend and be like, yo, like, what? Like, I'm befuddled. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what I should say. I don't want to be in the business, but like, he's my friend. I know him for years. I want the best for him. And at the same time, like, someone from his family reached out to me to be like, yo, like, call me up and be like, this is an emergency, like, I have to say something, like, and not only do I have to say something, but now that I know his dad ain't with it, and the wedding's in a month, bro, like, this ain't some, oh, my dad doesn't approve of it, and the wedding's in a year, or the wedding's in 6 months, 1 month, 4 weeks, even if this guy was gonna, quote-unquote, fix this, how the fuck do you fix this shit in less than a fucking month? Like, it's technically less than a month. Or not less than a month, but like literally a month. And I'm like, dude, this, like, you gotta postpone the, like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, this guy's making sense, postpone the wedding. Now, here's the problem. If I tell my friend, there's multiple levels to go with this. My friend is already getting drained by his family. His family 100% told him, either postpone the wedding, what are you doing, you're fucking retarded, whatever. And now he's gonna hear it from me, one of his friends, like, when we hang out, what do? We play FIFA, talk shit. Now you got me, who usually is a source of energy. Now I'm telling you things you don't want to hear. You're hearing things like, you should tell your dad you're getting married before you get married. Blasphemous shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. And at the same time, like, maybe my friend knows more than me. Maybe his dad's capping. Like, maybe his dad isn't super big mad like that. But the way this dude was talking, he made it sound like his dad was going to disown him. His dad was like basically so upset at him that he was upset at the mom, he was upset at the brother, he was upset at the sister, the uncle. Like, basically anyone who would support my friend is a dickhead, including myself. So, and I know he will, dude, I know his dad will roast the fuck out of me because it's not the first time where, like, he's seen his son do something he doesn't agree to, and then he'd be like, yo, are you doing that? Are you doing that? And I'm like, no. Like, well, no, I'm not. And he's like, oh, so you're not doing that, but he's doing that. You know what I mean? Like, on some, like, why don't you tell my son to, like, do the right thing? And I'm like, dude, like, I barely know what I'm doing in my life. Like, what do you want me to do, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's insane. So, I don't know what to say. It's very awkward. It's very, like, it's insane. Like, honestly, like, the fact that my friend did not tell his dad supposedly until, like, a couple days ago or a week ago is insane. And it sounds real to me because recently we were hanging out, a group of friends of us. We were just chilling, hanging out. And my friend, usually, he's Mr. I want to stay up until fucking 4 in the morning. I don't want to go home. Let's hang out. And around, like, 1 a.m., we were watching a movie. We're halfway through a movie. And this motherfucker gets a phone call, and he's like, yo, I gotta go home. I was a ride because this motherfucker, he don't believe in driving. He like using me as an Uber, this piece of shit. So he's like, yo, he's like, I gotta go home. And we were like, joking, we're like, yo, take an Uber home. And then this guy said, seriously, should I get an Uber? And I'm like, yo, you really need to go home? He's like, yo, it's a family emergency, I gotta go home. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I was like, okay, I mean, you know, we'll cut it a little short. The movie isn't over, but, you know, it is what it is. So I took him to his house, and again, it's not my business. I'm not asking questions. But, you know, I go to his house, all his family's outside. His entire family's outside. You know what I mean? They look worried. I'm not asking questions because it's 1 a.m. and it ain't my business. So I drop my friend off, and he even tells me, he's like, yo, man, just know, while you're home sleeping, I'm going to be here getting dreamed by my family. So I didn't ask questions. You know, I'm Mr., you know, see nothing, say nothing, you know, whatever. Don't ask, don't tell type shit. That was me. But now that this guy told me this, that his dad is super salty, this guy is like threatening, like disavowing his son and like draining his whole family. Maybe his dad called and was like, yo, tell my son to be there. I'm coming through with a gang of old heads. I'm going to beat his ass. On God, I'm going to beat his ass. So I don't know. I have no idea. But this is and here's the thing. Like, this wedding, right, whether it be blessed, whether it be cursed, whatever the case may be, I think that there's too many red flags where if I was him, I would postpone it anyway. Your dad is upset. Your mom was upset earlier. Your family's like, what are you doing? You're going too fast. People like myself never got a fucking invite until the last fucking second. Like, not only that, this motherfucker 2 weeks ago, we went shopping to get a suit. I get the suit, right? And I'm about to go get a tailor, get it ready. He calls me. He's like, yo, don't get the suit. I got to return the suit. Get something else. I'm like, what do you mean get something else? Like, the wedding's in a month. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I'm like, bro, like, dude, his planning is out of whack. Like, this dude is literally like, do you ever watch the movie Click? How he goes through the motions, but he's not really thinking about anything much? That's him right now. Like, he's just like going through the motion. He's like, fuck it, I'll show up for my own wedding. You know what I mean? Not thinking about it. So it's crazy. Right now, it's super no bueno. It's super weird. I think I'm going to talk to a couple of my friends and like tell them what I just said to a bunch of strangers on the internet. Yo, by the way, shout out your boy Ginyu. By the way, that's probably what my friend's dad looks like. Captain Ginyu. A captain at kicking your ass. I'm probably going to talk to a couple of my friends. I'm going to see him. I'm not going to try to go too hard at him and be like, what are you, a piece of shit? Because his family's gonna like, I gotta say something because the wedding's in a month, and this dude even told me, he's like, yo, if you, me, his family, like, we could go, all of us together, go like more. He's literally said, if we have more people, we can dominate the conversation. And like, at the end of the day, he's still my friend. I care about him, and I want him to be happy and for him to do things that makes him happy. But at the same time, like, if his family is that serious and like, if it's to the point where like there's so many red flags and there's so many things that are saying like slow things down, I gotta at least say something. You know what I mean? So it's insane. It's almost unbelievable because me and my other friends, we've joked and said, yo, are you gonna tell your dad? Like, when are you telling your dad? Because he's Mr. Secrecy with his family. So and his dad would get the most upset. So we would just joke about that. But this sick motherfucker really didn't tell his dad until a month before like, how do you even do that? Like, how do you go, yo, I'm getting married in a month, you showing up? Like, how do you even drop that fucking bar to even come off like that?